we have a new problem. And our problem is the snow's too deep and we can't get the tractors across the field. There, it looks less worse. All right, so I'm sitting here with Ben, and we've had quite the morning. We got to experience something I've never experienced. Well, I've experienced it, just not under these contents before. We are working on a spreading project. Last night we got all the tractors down here. We were all ready to go to have a really awesome morning, except for we have a new problem. And our problem is the snow's too deep and we can't get the tractors across the field. Because they'll spin out. One guy took off across the field empty, and we watched him go down and dig down. And yeah, I came across the radio. I'm like, hey, you think you can make it to where the piles are? And he's like, yeah, I think so. Why? I'm like, get there and then stop. And then I think we got to reevaluate everything. We did some reevaluating. We brought all the equipment back, lined it all back up, filled it all full of fuel, and here we sit. So yeah, what are we gonna do? Never had to do this for spreading. I did it as a farm kid. We have this John Deere 8440 with a big blade on it back at the farm, 50 miles to the northeast. And so we're gonna go try and stuff that on the Lowboy so we can bring it down here and then plow kind of like a driveway or a runway. So hopefully the spreaders can drive down those runways and spread. So this is all hypothetical at this point. We don't know for sure, but that's the direction we're going. Just getting ready here. I'm out of breath because I've been walking around everywhere here. My only fear, never having this on the Lowboy, is I might have to block up the rear tires, which means I know on a 40 series, John Deere 40 series, 46, 4840 versus a 4850, that's a 50 series. The drawbars are just a touch different, and 4850s I can usually put on without having to block the rear end up. A 40 series, I've always usually had to block them up. So we'll see. Maybe this is tall enough, maybe this is a little different, but that's my real feel right now, so we'll see how it goes. But can I tell you a little secret about this morning? Yeah. A morning like this, so we had, what, 6, 7 guys in 4 vehicles come down here. Something like that. Had time firing it all up, and we accomplished nothing. Right? Okay, these are the days that just, like, screw you so bad in estimating projects. we burned more diesel fuel, like letting stuff warm up, than we burnt through the whole course of the day, and we accomplished nothing. We're headed back to the farm to see if we can put in a tractor I've never had on the Lowboy and bring it down here. So we got our work cut out for us. But yeah, that's where we're at this morning. All right, cool. We'll go with that. All right, well, I'm just getting ready to take off, and nervous, excited. Got my permits pulled, road restrictions, all that fun stuff. Yeah, well, here we go. One way or another, we just gotta hit it. So here we go. Well, 5:28 in the morning, and I just rolled into the field here. I'm gonna get the equipment fired up. I got the guys showing up here in about an hour, and yeah, we're gonna see how this all goes. We gotta plow snow so we can drive tractors down it. The reason for that is just the snow pack is so deep this year that we can't drive across the fields with the tractors and spreaders. And so yeah, so we're gonna try this. We're gonna try running this big tractor with the blade on it down the field, kind of making like lanes or roads for the tractors and spreaders to go down. And like I said, we've never done it before, so we'll see how it goes. But 5:30 in the morning, and I am here just gonna start getting equipment fired up, so that way everything's nice and warm for everybody. So heck yeah. Right now I'm not real thrilled, but later this morning I will be, if this all works. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, a little nervous, a little excited, a little tired, all the above. It's been a long couple of days getting all this equipment down here, but super happy. So here we go. We're rolling, we got tractors going around. I'm just jumping in another tractor. A guy had a doctor's appointment this morning, which is normal. When you work with a whole bunch of guys over the age of 60, that's just normal. So I'm gonna run this for a couple hours and yeah, until he gets here. So right now I'm just happy it's all going good. Kind of cool seeing that 8440 go across the field like that, because before this, if you rewinded the clock a day prior, I was a nervous wreck just because I didn't know if this idea was going to work. This was an idea both me, my dad, the other guys in the field. We had done stuff like this before. A lot of times we were plowing, using the 8440 to plow the main haul road so we could get trucks in the field. We had never actually done runways like this, so this was kind of uncharted waters for us. But man, I'll tell you, by this point in the morning, we had already probably had like 10 loads already go out. We knew this was going to work. We knew the spread job was going really, really well, and the tractors were making it up and down the plowed lanes with ease, the way they should. And by this point in the morning, oh my gosh, my heart rate just started to drop. Before that, there was a lot of unknowns, but we got a lot of those answered that first hour, and when we got to this point in the morning, I knew, okay, we can do this. This is going to work, and it's kind of, in a weird way, kind of like spreading like normal, just only specific paths you could go on. Alright, so right here you can see I got stuck, and I will own this because sometimes the guys think I only show their mistakes, and if you've seen this channel at all, you know I will poke fun of myself too, because I can tell you if you are not going to play this game and not get stuck. The funniest thing about this whole endeavor right here is I was trying to bring the guys lunch, and yep, got stuck in the driveway. Now, I am on like a foot of snow, but yeah, as you can see, I got stuck. Well, it's another day in life, but it's going really good, and I'm really happy. You can see I'm in a tractor of an earth spreader combo, and I just had another guy show up, and he is going to grab the skid loader and start just helping my dad shape up the haul roads with the skid loader. Everything's going really good. We're on day 2 on this project, and yeah, super thrilled. We should finish today, and that's the main thing, because they're calling for way warmer temps here towards the end of the week. So today it's supposed to get up to like 36, and melting point is 32, and they're talking like 40 here towards the end of the week. So we're really, which would make it so wet and muddy that we couldn't spread it. So we're just pushing hard trying to get this done, and it looks like we should be in good shape. But we noticed some of the haul roads as we got hauling on them got a little rougher, and it's kind of funny because I grew up on the dirt world, off-road truck, scraper, 637, TS14, TS17, like all that old iron that you don't want to run anymore at all. Your eardrums don't want you to run it anymore either, that's for sure. But grew up running all that stuff, and even in the dirt world, you gotta bring out a cat or bring out a 6 or an 8 and level off the haul roads. And so it's just kind of funny. Even hauling earth, sometimes you gotta level off the haul roads. So, but I'm just thrilled it's all going good, and yeah, we're hopefully sitting pretty good. Got to this point of the video and you're kind of wondering, like, what is it we're actually spreading? What's going on this farmer's farm field is Class B biosolids from a local municipality or wastewater treatment plant. And it doesn't look like it at this point, but right here today when we're actually doing the land application, this is kind of the final step in about 3 to 4 months of work. Before this, we had to do soil samples for the field. We have regular testing that the city has to do to comply with MPCA standards. And believe it or not, by the time we get to this field and we're just doing the general land application, which is what we're doing here, this is the easiest part. This is kind of pulling multiple months and weeks of work together just so we can do the land application. So even though it looks like we just, hey, chose a field and spread it, we definitely didn't. And that was one of the main limiting factors for this winter. This was one of probably 3 or 4 fields that we have permitted for a winter application, but this field had the least amount of snow on it, and which is crazy because in spots it was probably 18 inches to 2 feet deep. And so yeah, that's one of the trade-offs in Minnesota in this cold climate, and in a February like this where we have where we have a lot of snow accumulation. Sometimes we are limited on what we can actually do. The crazy thing, this got land applied probably March 15th, 16th of last year, and it's hard to believe that we had that much snowpack that late in winter, but we did. Well, I'm just headed back to the drop yard or parking spot. You know, you can call it either or. And we finished, and nice feeling. Got her done in 2 days. This is actually the end of day 2, and nice feeling. And wow, yeah, they got 40-degree weather scheduled for the rest of the week. We got rain scheduled for tomorrow, so we got done just in time, which is really nice. This winter time hauling, anything can happen, and now when I shut this thing off, I will just be so happy. But yeah, nice feeling. I'm exhausted. It's kind of the way it goes. They usually go hand in hand. So we got her done. That's all that matters. I just parked the last piece of equipment, and I just watched the guys leave, and it's such a nice feeling. Like a lot of days, I'm the last one here, just wrapping everything up, making sure we're good to go. So it's Wednesday, we got rain and snow scheduled for tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday, we're gonna try and start getting equipment out of here because we actually got another city to go spread for. And so, but just knowing this is done, just such a nice feeling. And so, yeah, crazy day, hectic day, but very nice day. So I got an hour drive home, and I go jump in a semi and do some more trucking. But yeah, here we go, on to the next adventure. All right, if you got to this point of the video, you're probably figuring out that this was all filmed a year ago. This was actually filmed in March of 23, and depending on the data you look at, we had somewhere between the 12th and 3rd snowiest winter on record. We kind of started this video in kind of the middle of the project, and that's why the very beginning of the video is kind of like the last 3 days. After this, we have the first 3 days where you can kind of see the struggles kind of continued. We show everything from working on loaders, getting them lowboyed down. You're actually gonna see me drop the lowboy neck on the ground, to thawing out spreaders and all of the headaches we had, and even bringing the spreaders down there. We got caught in just a little blip of a snowstorm and 3 tractors and spreaders on the road. Yeah, not ideal circumstances. Well, it's 3:30 in the morning and I am just pulling out the driveway, and I got a big project. I got a very big project going on today. I have 10 quad quint big dump trucks showing up today to do this big project. And we got trucks starting at 6, so it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm just rolling down the driveway right now, and I got an hour drive ahead of me. So hitting the road, still not awake, got a crap load of coffee in me already, and excited, nervous, happy, all the above. Happy the weather's holding out, we're able to do this, and yeah, just in my mind there's always that, okay, what can go up, or what can go right, what can go wrong, what do we got to address, all those things. So, but anyways, I'm gonna hit the road here, and we'll get to it. Well, I just got home. It's been a long day and I'm exhausted. Haven't not gotten a whole lot of sleep the last week. But that's just the way sometimes these projects go for me. But I'm super thrilled. We just knocked this one out of the park. I just brought the one loader that was at the plant back to the farm, and just getting this home is just a nice feeling. And Saturday afternoon, like 5:30, this is the earliest I've been home in probably 2 weeks. Kind of like a mellow chill excitement. Just really, really nice feeling. And we got to do something new today. Dude, we got it. I've never reseeded a bead with ether or starting fluid, and got to do that today. Okay.
All right, well, that was cool.
So what do we learn? A 255 low pros? Yeah, you got to pry the sidewall away so the fire can get in the rim. That worked. It can be done. How come on all the other videos it's more about boom?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like the cheetah's way more violent.
This is like quietly it just sucked it in.
Yeah.
Or just, I think we use a lot less ether than normal people.
That's okay.
They do it for the explosion.
You know we're on government property right now, right? Say good. Nine o'clock in the morning and back at it. You can tell we got some snow flurries rolling through here, and so all kinds of fun things. I hear a tractor running someplace over there, and so yeah, the goal here this morning is to hook tractors into spreaders and start trying to turn them over or break them loose or make sure they're going to spin and work the way they should after sitting all winter. So yeah. Funny because it's only like 33 degrees, but it feels way colder than that. I'm gonna go in the shop because it's warmer there. We just got the second spreader in here for the day, and I'll show you here in a second. This one's not nearly as froze up as bad as the last one, but this one's a little froze up too. Kind of normal for this time of the year. At lunchtime, we all voted. This only happens like 1, maybe 2 days a year. This is one of those days where you're like, why do we do what we do? Back in December, we got nailed with some big ice storms, and I didn't realize these were quite froze up as bad as they were. The So this one we just rolled in a couple hours ago. This ain't bad, but what I'm just doing is taking a bar, just breaking up the ice. You'd be surprised if you splinter the ice like that, throw some water on it, it thins out or thaws out pretty quick, but well, if you can see the loader there, we made it safely. The roads were not the most desirable. I actually did something I never thought I would do, and that is in 15th gear, which is the high gear or the highest gear, I locked my front wheel assist in, or the MFD in, just because it was slippery. I also got tractor, spreader, behind the spreader is a pickup, and then behind the pickup is a generator. So there's a little bit of weight behind me, but the fact that we're here safely, nice feeling. So I got to get out and start figuring out the game plan here, and yeah, heck yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm just leaving the yard, and it's always funny because like every year's like this. We're trying to do some late winter, early spring hauling, and the driveway is muddy as can be, but yet the snow's too deep for us to spread, and it's just it's always like this. Kind of like live life in the mud sometimes. But I'm just happy it's all going good. It's supposed to get colder weather at the end of the week, and then we should be able to get back to spreading. So we'll see how it all goes. I just got everything loaded here. We get to take a little trip through town and then be on our way. All right, here we go. We still got to drop this yet tonight.
What happened then?
So, did you see me drop the Lowboy neck on the ground?
That one out.
I did that. Yeah, it's only the second time in my life I've ever done that. But we got it. Wasn't perfect, but we got it. So, nice thing, whenever the loader's there, you're not too worried. But yeah, I did it years ago when I was first year. Then my foot slipped off the clutch, just with the mud and all that crap. I was watching it roll down the frame, and then it just went to grab it. My foot slipped off, and the truck jerked forward. So, but
That's the first you can't attach.
yeah, sometimes I'm just too lax when I know I got a loader here. Anyways, I'm gonna finish getting packed up. I just got a couple more changes to throw in, and we should be good. Okay, so I'm doing something I don't normally do. If you see the pickup right there, last night not only did I drop the neck of the Lowboy on the ground, I also lost a chain binder, and that's the first one I've ever lost in my life. I've had chains break and stuff like that, but I never had a binder unspin on me, and I just found it on the side of the road. My dad seen it and called me, and so now I'm walking down the side of the road to go get that chain binder. Makes no sense, but to me it's more of a pride thing. Oh, got it. And like I said, it's more of a pride thing. I've never had one of these come undone the way this one did, so kind of bizarre, but I'll roll with it. Winter, we haven't really needed it, and now as we're getting to the tail end of winter, we're gonna have a bunch of spreading to do, so we're gonna need it. So this earlier in the week we brought it in the shop, but this weekend here we got a chance to get all the hoses off of it, get all the bolts out of it. That turned out to be a little bit of a challenge because I knew I had one broken off on one line, while the other line I actually had two that I had to heat up with the torch. I don't know, ask Adam.
No.
Good.
You want it plugged in?
Sure. Have we told you you're awesome yet today?
Probably not.
Well, don't hold your breath. He knows I'm just joking with him. Yep. That was pretty good though. I knew I had one broken off on one line, while the other line I actually had two that I had to heat up with the torch. and get them broke loose. And so luckily I didn't snap those off, where the first one I snapped off and had to weld a nut on it, and then was able to move it back and forth and get it out of there. The other two I was able just to heat up really good with the torch. That's one of the nice things about being able to bring it in the shop and then do it in the shop fix. I've definitely done that stuff in the you know, outside in the elements, but you know, snow slippery, and the downside of loaders is you're always up or down. It's like trucks. You're always either leaning over a frame rail or you're crawling underneath them. We got all the lines in. We're gonna fire it up now and make sure and check it for leaks and just make sure nothing's leaking on it. And so the goal here is by the end of the day, get it out of the shop, because we're gonna be throwing it on a Lowboy later in the week and then bringing it down to another city that we gotta do some spreading for. And so, nice quiet Sunday. I'm just happy. It's just peaceful. Sundays are always kind of this way. We're like, Saturdays are crazy. You don't know who's stopping in. You don't know what's going on. Sundays is kind of nice because very minimal parts places are open, so there's not a whole lot of parts runs, less people around. It's usually quieter. It really is just kind of a time where like me and my dad can just jam on stuff, get a whole bunch of stuff done.